How do you make the worst Call of Duty multiplayer to ever exist? It's a good question, but Infinity Ward have seemed to answer it this year with Modern Warfare. Infinity Ward somehow found just the right combination of variables of a horrible time to kill, extreme sweatiness, horrible map design, and even more than that, that will make the worst multiplayer experience I have ever played, ever seen. And I've seen so many people complain about the multiplayer, and I just want to tell you guys why I think that. So, first of all, I'm sure anyone who's played the game will openly tell you that you die almost instantly once someone shoots you. You could be 100 times better than the other person, but if they have the first shot on you, you just lose. Unless they somehow shoot circles around you like an idiot, you're going to lose that gunfight. I'm sorry to tell you. And this system plays in direct contrast to last year in BO4. I'm going to put a graphic on the screen right now that exclusive Ace made, showing the time to kills, including Cold War, so you can see what I'm going to like about that game. But Modern Warfare is around twice as fast in the time to kill. If anyone played BO4 and you were really genuinely good at the game, I don't think you would have disliked that multiplayer. If someone significantly worse than you shot at you, even if it was in the back, if they got the first shot on you, you still had the opportunity to find cover and shoot back. In Modern Warfare, that opportunity does not exist. This makes for horrendous gameplay because people play extra slow. People always complain about the Modern Warfare camping problem. And this is why, this is my opinion, the main reason it exists. If people didn't die so fast, they would have no reason just to camp. In BO4, people would run at each other. It was fun. It was genuinely enjoyable, but currently, throughout this entire game's life cycle, I have not enjoyed a single game that I have played. And another bad byproduct of this is that there's no flashy plays being made. I mean, and if there are, they're far in between and they're not as flashy as they used to be. Some of you may be saying, well, why is that a bad thing? What's wrong with that? It makes people play more tactical. I don't care about that opinion, honestly. Call of Duty is meant to be an arcade shooter, in my opinion, that plays fast. The fast time to kill completely ruins that. You need those flashy plays for viewership. You need them for YouTube videos. You need them to grow your community and keep people interested. People just don't want to see people get one kill then die, or someone gets shot in the back and instantly dead. It's not fun to watch. I'm a competitive player by just my natural state, and this game made me want to quit so bad, and I actually did. I went back to BO4 for a while. I couldn't play this game competitively. It was unfun. And I don't blame anyone else for doing the same thing I did. If you weren't a pro player, odds were you just hung back on BO4 because it wasn't worth your time. If you were underage, any of that, it was not worth your time to play Modern Warfare. The scene was not fun. Nothing was fun about it. The game was horrible. BO4 competitive was maybe the most fun I've had since BO2 and competitive. Obviously, people are going to have way different opinions around that, but honestly, that's one of my biggest gripes with this game. And honestly, another thing about Modern Warfare that genuinely makes me not want to play it at all, even for gameplay, like the gameplay you're seeing in the background, it took me absolutely forever to get this gameplay because I had to motivate myself to come play just so I could do a commentary over this gameplay. And that's because every single lobby I get into is super sweaty. My KD isn't insane on this game. I don't have an insane score per minute. I don't have any of that. But skill-based matchmaking is still kicking in and making every single one of my lobbies so sweaty that I can't enjoy the game. I have to be using the best guns. I have to be using the best perks, which don't even work. Like Battle Hardened does absolutely nothing against a stun. I promise you, you will almost not see any kind of difference. And it's just not fun. The sweatiness, this game feels so serious, even in pubs. Yet again, I'm going to compare it to Black Ops 4 because it was one of my favorite games in a very long time. You just can't have fun in pubs this year. People cheat pubs like it's COD champs. It's so boring and frustrating because you can't use the bad guns anymore. Yeah, you can kit them out with the gunsmith, but if you want to level those guns up with no double weapon XP, good luck. There's gonna be kids with fully kitted out MP5s shooting at you, and you won't be able to level it up unless you're just so much better than them and you position so much better and you play so much slower and you're ready for them. You're not gonna get those kills. It's not going to happen, especially for the more average players. It's not going to happen. And that was a main reason I have virtually no play time in this Call of Duty. Usually I am a massive grinder. I'll have close to a month in playtime by the end of the year. This year I have 2 days. 2. For me, that's virtually nothing. I played almost none. A lot of that time I played was spent in Warzone. I don't particularly enjoy Warzone, but I understand why a lot of people do, and I don't have a problem with it. Battle Royales just aren't my thing, but that's besides the point. The overall sweatiness of these lobbies made my burnout crazy bad. I played it for 2 weeks from launch, and even in those first 2 weeks, the amount of sweatiness I encountered, I couldn't play. I just got burnt out. I uninstalled the game because it was massive, and I didn't touch it again until around 2 weeks ago. And something on top of all these problems I've already listed, the maps are horrible. The only playable maps are the ones brought back from old Call of Duties. Besides Gunrunner. Do enjoy that map. It's the only one I can genuinely say that for. If I said I enjoyed any other original map in Modern Warfare, I would be lying to you. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I genuinely hate every single map in the game except Gunrunner and the old maps that got brought back. And for me, the worst part about this is that the devs confirmed really early on in the game, maybe even the beta, I don't remember exactly when it was, but they confirmed that they made the maps noob friendly. They wanted it to be easy for new players to get kills, and they wanted it to be hard for pub stompers to pub stomp. Why? Why would you change a core gameplay experience for new players? In my opinion, I don't think Call of Duty has a ton of new players. I think it's a lot of people who keep coming back every year. It used to be more of a teenage game. Now everyone plays Call of Duty. 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, really young kids, all the way up until like people in their 50s play Call of Duty. A lot of these people aren't new to the game. Yeah, you're going to have a small new player base every year. Small. But not big enough to design maps around. Yes, I get why they don't want people just to get stomped over and over. But that's what happened to me. I learned from it and I got better. And now I play competitively and I like to think of myself as a much higher than average player. But I had to work for that. Yes, I get it's a video game. You shouldn't want to work for that, I guess. But I did want to work for that. And so I practiced my aim in custom lobbies. I got better. And then the game was more fun to me. My friends who played with me all throughout middle school and high school, they didn't go through the custom lobbies, but they naturally got better over time, and they're average to above average players now. That is how Call of Duty is meant to be progressed through. It's not meant to be a hand-holding experience. Yeah, I know I'm going to sound maybe like somehow like elitist by saying all this, but to me, that's stupid. And while we're on the topic of map design, why is there no functioning minimap? Just what was the logic behind that one? What? When someone shoots without a suppressor, why can't I see their dot on the minimap? Is there a reason? Was there a core mechanic that they wanted so bad in the game that they took that out? It doesn't make sense. Ever since COD 4, maybe even before then, I know for sure in COD 4 though, someone shoots without a suppressor, a red dot appears on the minimap, and people will start looking at them, and it makes people move. With these horrible maps, It's extremely fast time to kill. All this other stuff I've talked about. Why isn't there a functioning minimap? People don't know where the enemy is. New players, new word players, not as good players, all those kinds of people, they don't know where people are. Even they can look at a minimap, see, ooh, that's a red dot, that's an enemy, I want to go kill them, and they run towards them. That's how that works. But whenever there are no red dots to run towards, and they die super fast every time they push forward, guess what? Those players are going to sit in one spot, and they're going to pre-aim an angle, and they're going to do just fine. And so they're going to keep doing just fine, and they're going to be like, I'm doing fine, why would I change how I'm playing? It's working. And honestly, I don't have an argument against that. They're playing the game how the devs wanted them to play the game. Which is frustrating. Because, yet again, it's the sharpest contrast I've ever seen between two games back to back. BO4 and Modern Warfare are not even similar. I wouldn't even... If they didn't have the same Call of Duty title, I would doubt they're from the same genre. It's so bad in my opinion. Modern Warfare is the worst multiplayer I've ever played. I will say it to the day I die. It is awful. And one last thing I want to touch on just for a second. The gun balance in this game is bad. In my opinion, it is horrible. Some people may have different opinions on that, but I personally hate it. The MP5, amazing gun. The M4, it's been good since day one. Literally, the first day, the M4 was really strong. Today, the M4 is really strong. I believe they nerfed it at some point. Not 100% sure. Still gross. Still everyone running the MP5 and M4. And I don't blame them. I do it all the time. I run the MP5 almost every single game I play. Why? Because I feel like I have to in order to keep up. I hold myself to a certain standard whenever I play. Like, I want to play really well. I want to earn streaks. And I feel like I can't do that whenever I use something like the P90, the Bison. I don't feel like I can do that against all these people who are running around with their fully kitted MP5. So I use my fully kitted MP5 just to counter them. So, yeah, that's just something else that bothered me to no end. I could go on for probably an hour just rambling about all the stuff that I genuinely hate about this game, but I feel like I got my point across already. I'm around 13 minutes in on this recording, and honestly, I don't feel like I need to say anymore. If you don't understand by this point, if you don't agree with me, I don't see where you're coming from. I've tried to think about it from the other side. I've tried to put myself in someone who enjoys this game's shoes. I don't see their point. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to me if you guys could subscribe. Anything to help. Click the like button. Everything is appreciated. I'll see you guys next time.